Afaan Oromo at risk. Why Empire Ethiopia's language policy is fueling rebellion. Point 1. Language, power, and denial. The urgent case of Afaan Oromo in today's Ethiopia. The 1995 Constitution of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, FDRE, boldly claims that all Ethiopian languages shall enjoy equal state recognition. On paper, this includes Afaan Oromo, the language of over 40 million people and the heartbeat of the Oromo struggle. It also guarantees that each nation and nationality has the right to speak, develop, and promote its language, history, and culture. But today, those promises are unraveling, not through law, but through calculated policy sabotage. 2. A reversal disguised as reform. The empire has begun enacting policies that are anything but inclusive. The plan to ban regional license plate identifiers, like OR for Oromia or TG for Tigray, replacing them with a single ET tag, is more than a bureaucratic update. It's a clear erasure of federal identity, disguised as unity. Biranu Nega, the current Minister of Education, has started purging the Odar tree symbol, a sacred Oromo emblem, from school materials. This is the same man who publicly stated he entered politics not for democracy, but to stop Oromo liberation. These are not isolated acts. They represent a deliberate rollback of federalism, a creeping return to the imperial, one language, one flag, one history doctrine that once ruled by domination, not consent. 3. Afaan Oromo, a working language without legal roots. In 2020, the federal government recognized Afaan Oromo as a federal working language. But they never amended the constitution, a critical omission that leaves this recognition legally hollow. So while government posters, advertisements, and official meetings continue in Amharic only, the Oromo people are expected to believe in symbolic inclusion without structural change. This is not equality. It's deception. 4. This is why the war drags on. Not because the Oromo people love conflict, but because their very identity is still tolerated by policy, not protected by law. Afaan Oromo, spoken by tens of millions, remains a second-class language in its own homeland. How can peace bloom when a nation's tongue is recognized only on paper, not in power? The madness in Oromia continues because justice has a language, and it still isn't Oromo. These linguistic policies are not neutral, they are fuel to the fire. The ongoing war between the Oromo Liberation Army, OLA, and the Prosperity Party, PP, regime is not just about land or elections. It is about a people's right to be seen, be heard, and govern themselves, in their own language, on their own terms. While the government sugarcoats repression with token gestures, it clings to the status quo of empire, silencing all who demand genuine transformation. 5. A crossroads for all nations and nationalities. The illusion of federalism is fading fast. The hide-and-seek politics of Finfin, offering one thing in words and doing the opposite in action, can no longer fool the people. The nations and nationalities of Ethiopia must now ask themselves, will they allow their languages and symbols to be erased one by one? Will they stand by while the empire drapes itself in Amharic and claims to speak for all? Or will they demand a constitutional correction, true linguistic equality, and a federalism rooted in consent, not control? 6. Final word. What's happening isn't just about car tags or textbooks, it's a coordinated rollback of rights. A deliberate attempt to stall the Oromo quest for freedom and keep the empire intact by silencing its largest nation. The world must understand this. Without justice in language and identity, there will be no peace. And without correction, chaos is guaranteed. Stay informed, subscribe for deeper insights, share this with your network, and help spread clarity where spin dominates. Informed citizens are the foundation of real change.